Alrighty, hello people. Let's set this off for real then, because apparently if I can trust my new amazing admin, welcome once more D-Man, I'm glad to have your help on the Discord channel. If I can trust him, he says that all tickets have been accepted, so let's get to this. Let's actually kick this competition off and let's see what's happening here, starting with Mixed Division A. So this is a mixed league. Every team is mixed. They can make anything that they want as a basic team with 1000 TV. Anything that the game can allow them to make, they can make for the competition. And let's see what people have gone with and let's see what the mix is. So in A we've got 2 Alliance of Goodness, 1 Violence Together, 1 Elfric Grand Coalition, a Union of Small People, Hellier, and Chaotic Player Pact. There we go then. The mix is a bit weird. All of the all of the Mad Academy guys ended up in the same league somehow, and Ugan Undo managed to be together as well. So I'm sorry that the randomization wasn't so random this time, but I honestly did randomize it. Anyway, let's have a look then. So Crimson Librarian, led by Grey Heart, who apparently is quite new to the game and new to the league. So first of all, welcome Grey. Best of luck, and well, I hope you have fun. He is actually part of the Rebel League, I believe, or the Rebel Rookie League, one of them. But he's quite new to Blood Bowl, so going to be interesting to see how he does for sure. We'll try and watch him with interest. So, Crimson Librarian, Grey Heart. We're out of red ink. And look at all those dwarves. I like this team already. 2 War Dancers as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. Good team. Right, he's managed to buy 2 team rerolls as well as all these dwarves and the 2 War Dancers, which is quite impressive actually. No Apo yet, but that's fine. You can get that pretty early if he even wants it. So we've gone for the, well, the liner meat is of course Dwarf Longbeards, and there are 2 more just in case. So our front line is these 5 Dwarf Beards basically. We've actually got the tree as well, who can of course fill up one of the spots on the line. 2 human linemen. It's a very lineman heavy team this. A catcher and 2 War Dancers. Interesting actually, he's actually gone for a pretty sensible build that he can grow from, which is quite good to see from a new coach. He hasn't gone for, you know, full cheese route. He's actually made a team that can potentially be relatively balanced. And of course, as time goes on and I guess the humans die, it's quite likely, it looks like actually the humans are going to be on the line with the tree, so these are the free line offerings, I guess, and the dwarfs are going to be the second line, looking at it. And that's kind of sensible, because the humans are going to die, you can replace them with something more useful, and then the dwarfs can stand on the line later. And if you get a full rank of guard here, this team is going to be pretty painful to play against. So I like the balance he's gone for here, managing to get both War Dancers in early and a catcher, so he's kind of made a Wood Elf team. It's just with slightly different pieces, because the Dwarf Longbeard costs the same as a Wood Elf lineman, of course, so he's actually managed to save 40,000 by buying the 2 humans instead of buying all dwarves, so that's interesting. Nice team, nice team. And what's he called the place? Page 2. Okay, sure. Well, we'll see how he does, Crimson Librarian. Then we've got a second Alliance of Goodness straight away, led by Orgoloff, or Doom. Let's have a look at his team with the Happy Tree. Happy Tree. This one has Bretonnians, I like it already. Enter the team motto, so no motto. 10k left over as well. Just the 1 War Dance from this team. He's also gone for 2 team rerolls. Interesting. We've gone for both Troll Slayers, of all things. A Bretonnian Blitzer. And both War Dancers. Wow, he's afforded a lot of positionals here. We've got the 2 Bretonnian linemen, because they're cheap, I guess. We've got a blocker. And we've got the 3 dwarfs to go on the line, I guess. Not bad, not bad. Definitely not the way that for both teams, definitely not the way that I would make this team, but I quite like the heavy positional against the minimal positional build. It's going to be interesting to see how these 2 play off against each other, actually. Though the dwarfs on the line are kind of a no-brainer in my own eyes. The linemen are kind of useless in this team, but we'll see what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they are there just for fouling. That would be their main purpose in life, I guess. Oh, sorry, and I didn't actually mean to do that. And having a look at the club then. The Mad Academy, fair enough. Doom has come from the Mad Academy, so that makes perfect sense that he would call his stage that. Hello, Undo. Dwarves and elves together. Yes, what sorcery is that indeed? Welcome to Mixed League. Right then, on to Sir Madness, and he's gone for a goblin face with violence together. Let's get ready to fumble! I could have actually done that in a better voice, but I'm not going to redo it. Alright, we've actually got weapons. Oh, I like this team. I like this team already. We've gone for a kind of stunty big guy team, including a skink as a stunty. That's just great. I mean, look at all those big pieces. Jesus. Let's get ready to fumble! Alright, sorry. Just had to do it better than the first time when I wasn't prepared. So we've got all three trolls that are possible, which is interesting, actually. I guess the troll is actually the best. Yeah, I guess the troll is better than the ogre slightly, but at least you can re-roll the ogres. You can't re-roll the trolls. I maybe would have gone for another ogre as opposed to the three trolls personally, but that's fine. We got a Kroxigor, which is of course one of the best big guys in the game, but when you're in a mixed team, actually, I'm not sure how useful he's going to be, to be honest. And him lacking for a teammate is actually going to maybe hurt the team when most of your other pieces are stunties, but we'll see. He's obviously going to be the designated punching thing, I guess. We've gone for two ogres, though I can't see the other ogre. Where is the other ogre? Maybe there's only one ogre. There's only one ogre. Okay, so sorry, there's one ogre. Obviously, he can actually reroll his failed attempts at things, so maybe he'll be used a little bit more than the other big guys. We've gone for the Loony and also the Fanatic as weapons, so we've got a bench of 13 as well. There are no team rerolls, by the way, and no Apothecary, so kind of all eggs in one basket kind of situation with this team, especially with all the stunties. Hopefully they don't get killed. We got the Pogoer. To be honest, if this was my team, I'd maybe drop the Pogoer and instead buy a Noblar and a reroll, because I think we can do that. But well, whatever. So we got the Pogoer ready, and then we've got a Skink. Look how happy he is. 3 goblins. Look how sad he is. Oh, and scary he is. And a Noblar. And Sir Madness is a big fan of Noblars, so he's going to be the star of the team for sure. It's one of the weirdest Violence Together teams I've seen, because usually Violence Together means basically you make a combination of orcs and lizards, but he's actually gone the goblin route and the stunty route, so that's really awesome, and I hope that this team does some amazing things. And Don't Fumble Crumble is the name of the stadium. Alright. Going on to Undo then, who is actually in chat, so he can talk about his team if he wants to. We care. Oh, look at all the elves. I love the Dungeon Bowl on them. I think it's the best. I think it's the best outfit on the Anime Rejects. They look a little bit less like Anime Rejects, so there is that. And we've of course got Vodka. I'm gonna already guess the name. I'm gonna laugh if this is Aaron, because I don't know why. I have a feeling that you've put Vodka and Aaron on the same team, and that's kind of the joke here. And Catcher and Assassin. Let's have a look then. We care. So team roster. No, he hasn't called him Aaron. Okay, that's good. So, Vodka and Mad Dog. Sure thing. 2 team rerolls as well. War Dancer, Witch Elf. Thrower. It's not a catcher, actually. It's a thrower. I know there's a catcher as well. Okay, so it's a Elven Union thrower. Union Blitzer, which is one of the best blitzers in the game. An Assassin, which is really going to help against Sir Madness, it looks like. A catcher, who is going to do a lot of the work with the ball. And then all Union linemen, which makes perfect sense because they are the cheapest, and early on they could be the fodder, basically. So I actually like this Elf Union team. Elf Union, not Elf Union. What are they called again? This team, I keep forgetting. The Grand Coalition. Okay. Yes, because Elf Union is already taken, of course. Funny. Yeah, so the Grand Coalition are here, and this is one of the better teams seen. It's kind of well balanced. Hasn't gone too crazy with the blitzes, but the assassin is in the team. But hey, that's fun, so why not? And in the club, we've gone for cemetery gates, because the assassin is going to be making graves. Yep, Andu, I quite like the team. Looking good, looking good. I can see it doing some wonderful things. And then we got the Union of Small People, led by Mr. Cheese, or what's his name on Discord? Alu. I can't remember the full name, but Alu. I haven't spoken to you enough, sorry. So, no Bombardier. That's kind of a surprise. I was expecting one, but okay, no Bombardier. But we've got 2 weapons. 4 big guys. There's actually a tree behind a tree here. It's quite difficult to see, I think. Am I going crazy? That really looks like a tree behind the tree, but I'm not sure if it is. We'll find out in a second. Anyway, and no team motto. Yeah, it is a tree behind a tree. God, that's weird. Okay, right, so 2 team rerolls. And we've gone for the Loony and the Fanatic as 2 weapons, because we're going to get 13, I guess. Maybe the bomber's coming later. We got Goblin Troll, an Ogre, and the 2 trees. So the trees and the Troll will probably make up the line of scrimmage, and the Ogre might be doing the blitzing to when the Loony is gone. And then, of course, all the goblins. I say of course, but I don't know, could have mixed it up. Could have had a couple of halflings in there. In fact, I would have had more halflings than goblins if it was me, but goblins are fine. Goblins are the most interesting, but halflings are just better, and noblars are cheaper. So, I don't know. I'd maybe mix it up a bit, but it all looks good. We're probably going to see quite a lot of goblins getting chucked here, though, so that's going to be fun to watch. And Stade de Rosière. So, there we go. That's Team Alu, Team Mr. Cheeses. And finally, Ook and his uber ghastly hunters in Mixed A. I've still got Mixed B to go. Hunting your bulls and killing you in the process. Cool. And interesting lack of warriors here, actually. I would have expected to see some more, but let's see what we've done here. So 2 team rerolls, that's always good. Now 2 beastmen, 1 warrior, 2 gutter runners, Dark Witch Elf, and 2 blitzers. A goblin and a thrower. Honestly, I would recommend switching out the Skaven Underworld blitzers and thrower for normal Skaven blitzers and thrower, because they don't have the animosity, so it means that you can throw to the goblin without any problem. I know it's not going to be your idea to throw to the goblin, but you know, there are times when it happens. There's also a blitzer and a witch elf on the team. Yeah, he's kind of gone for Skaven heavy matchup here, though. I don't know. I think that maybe, well, this team is basically all about the combination of gutter runners and chaos warriors. So interesting to see how this does. Definitely not how I'd make the team, but you're more of a Skaven coach. I would really highly recommend switching out the blitzers and the thrower for Skaven versions, though, because they don't have the animosity, like I said. You can always buy the Underworld ones later if you still want to add them to the team. Though, I'm just looking. No, it's I quite like this team overall. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, but I'm not sure what your line is here. I guess you've got the 2 beastmen on the line with the with something. I'm not sure what else you're putting on the line. The warrior? It's a bit of a risk, but okay. So there's no clear line of scrimmage. I think this is the first team where we haven't had a clear line of scrimmage. It'll be interesting to see what he actually puts on the line, and hopefully that whatever he puts on the line doesn't get killed. And in the club then, the killing spelled wrong ground. Awesome. Alright, so everybody in Division A, you are go. From this moment to Friday the... what date is it actually? Let's have a look. Friday the 17th. So from this day until Friday the 17th, your round is live. You can play your first round. We have Ook against Grey Greyheart. We have Mr. Cheeses against Doom. We have Oog against Sir Madness. That's not Oog, that's Undo. Undo against Sir Madness, sorry. So there are your routes. Good luck, guys. Have fun. And it's not an AD English video if I'm not confusing Undo and Oog, so sorry about that, guys. Again, I do it all the time, I know. Right, N, and on to B, my division, actually. And the admin's division too, because me and D-Man are here. So we've got an Anti-Fur group, 2 Afterlife United, 2 Human League, and Chaos Gods. Oh yeah. Okay then. Let's see what crazy teams we've got here then, starting with D-Man. Kieslis zon Norse. In Soviet Lustria, Frenzy zons you. Nice, I like it, my man, I like it. We've got pretty Norse heavy here, with Forsaurus as well, interesting, interesting. So the line of scrimmage is obviously the Norse lineman here. We got the both Berserkers. Oh, Apo, I'd drop the Apo if I were you. Get it in the second game, but whatever, it's all good. 2 team rerolls, Apo, both Berserkers, 2 of the Blitzers, and line of scrimmage will be these 3 Norsemen for sure. And then we got 4 Sorai. It's a bit of a strange dynamic, but sure. I'm sure that later on he's going to want to buy the other 2 Blitzers, because the Blitzers are the best piece in this setup, just starting off. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the other 2 Sorai later on too. Yeah, he's gone for a pretty sensible build here, actually, very sensible. It kind of looks like a proper team, so that's nice to see. And he's gone for the 2 Murderers as well in the form of the Zerkers, so interesting. Obviously Frenzy is going to be a big part of his play style here. And we're playing at Everyland. Good name, I like it. Oh, you missed your team presentation, you were away. Unlucky, Undo. I liked it, that was the main thing, so I liked your team. Alright, let's have a look at my guys then. The Stumblers are back. Stumblers 2.0. The Stumblers are one of my most famous teams, but if you're quite new to my channel, you might not know them. But the Stumblers are a team of all skeletons and zombies with 1 mummy and 1 wight, and they lived in the ICBBL. They played in, I think, 4 seasons, and they actually managed to make it to the Silver League, so they actually got promoted twice. But I've remade the team and made them a little bit better, but they're still crap, to be honest. And I've still got 60k left over. So then, 3 team rerolls. That's going to be the most team rerolls we've got for sure. I do have the 1 mummy, Fossil. I do have a wight, Shudder. Exhibit has been promoted from Skeleton to Frora. And Specimen, of course, the star of the team, has been promoted from Skeleton to Blitzra. Then have Relic, Fracture and Stiff still as skeletons. Corpse, Cadaver, Rot and Carcass are still zombies. And then we've got the 2 on the bench, Spare and Transplant. So the exact same team, and we'll fill up the last 3 with whatever we manage to kill in game, basically. That's the whole point, because the Necromancer is working properly in Afterlife United now. So the last 3 will actually be replaced by trophies. Oh, and we play in the Crypt. And I'm not going to spend the 60k, I'm actually going to leave myself at 940. So, Halloween United, led by Dark Shadows, also new to the game. And I actually just realised I'm mixing up Grey and Dark Shadows. Sorry, Grey is not from Rebel or Rebel Rookie, but Dark Shadows is from one of the 2 Rebel Leagues. Grey I think is a friend of D-Man, though I'm not 100% sure. And let's have a look at the combination of Afterlife United then, because he's gone for a much more serious Afterlife United team. There's a wolf, that's a start. Old Age and Treachery will beat Youth and Skill. Alright. So, 2 team rerolls. We got Werewolf, Golem, Frora, Mummy, 2 wights, and a ghoul. So, a lot of positionals in the team. A lot of positionals. We got 1 skeleton, I guess that's going to be mostly for fouling. And we've got, I guess, the line of scrimmage, the 2 zombies, and a thrall. Considering there's a fall in the team, we may well see a vampire later on. I'd be really surprised not to see a vampire in this team. It's kind of the key piece. But, yeah. The only things the team are missing, really, are the other mummy, a vampire, and maybe a blitzer. So, but we got the 2 whites, which are slightly better than the blitzer, so there is that. Though I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 more blitzers, to see a vampire, and to see a mummy later on down the line. Spooksville. Nice name. Nice name. Welcome to the league, Dark Shadows. I hope you have a really good first season, and by all means, same to Gregory, by the way, by all means do ask us if you need help with anything. We're all here to help, but not too much at the end of the day. And on to Chris J. I haven't played Chris J in a little while, actually, so looking forward to having a matchup against him again. And the Rivertown Plain Humans, with the Human Alliance. Only one Blitzer I can see. Sorry, Blitzer. Amazon Blitzer, I mean. Only one Amazon Blitzer here, which is a bit interesting. We've actually bought Human Blitzers, of all things. That's really interesting. Okay, so 2 Human Blitzers. 3 team rerolls, by the way. 2 Human Blitzers. Bretonnian Blitzer. Bretonnian Blocker. Kislev Catcher, of course. A Norse Runner. Berserker. An Amazon Blitzer. 2 linemen. And a Bretonnian lineman. Huh. Why did you go for the Human Blitzer as opposed to the Amazon Blitzer? That's really quite strange to me, but well, they have slightly more movement and slightly more armor value, but I don't know. The Amazon Blitzer is just better. But okay. Sure. Yeah, interesting team. The Blocker is especially an interesting addition, as of course the Bretonnian Blitzer is one of the most expensive pieces on the team. Minus the big guys. I don't know though, it's a pretty positional heavy team, and we've got 2 potential ball carriers. We've got a good killer, and we've got some pretty safe hands in terms of the blitzers. And a pretty cheap line, so... Alright, yeah, it's looking good. Very obvious line, though, yeah, the Bretonnian lineman isn't going to last very long, is he? And we're playing in plain fields. There we go. I was expecting a slightly different team from Chris J, but looking good. Looking good. And we'll move on to the other Human League with Ron. 2 big guys. Okay. Don't you want me, baby? We've gone for Amazon Linos and Norse Linos, actually. All Linos, basically. Interesting. It's going to be basically 2 big man team, it looks like. Yeah, we have gone mostly Linos. Oh, 2 of them are blitzers, okay. So, 2 team rerolls. We've got both the Bear and the Yeti. We got an Amazon Catcher, Human Thrower, 2 Human Blitzers, 3 Amazon Line Women, and 3 Norse linemen. So pretty cheap team actually, and I mean these 6 aren't going to last too long, so we're going to be looking to replace them later on with more positionals, I guess. I'd be really shocked not to see some Amazon Blitzers again. I'd be shocked to see no Berserkers as well. And we may... No, and I think that's about it. It's mostly about the big guys in this team, it's pretty clear. So that's nice and interesting. And sorry, I just realized I haven't really been paying attention to your names, but I didn't want to spend too long on this video, basically. And free entry is the club. Last team then, Nerdfrog. This is first and only in Discord, by the way. Ron and his 80s rejects. He's new to our league. I'm not sure how new he is to Blood Bowl, actually. I think he's quite new as well, so give him a nice warm welcome. But he's been, I've liked him so far in Discord. He's been quite talkative and he's helping out with more time, so really happy to have you in the league, and I look forward to playing against you in both games, for that matter. And we finish with Nerdfrog, who is from the Mad Academy. We've corrupted Furballs, and he's gone for Chaos with both Minotaur and Beast. Cool. Beast of Nurgle is probably the best big guy in the team, of course, so in the roster, so that's interesting. No rerolls again. We've gone 3 Rotters for the line and a Beastman. Yeah. We've gone 3 Chaos Warriors, 2 Noble Warriors, no Pestigore. Pestigore's coming later, I guess. The Beast of Nurgle and the Minotaur. So that's interesting. I'm just looking to see if you can actually afford a reroll, and you can't really. No, even if you replace the Beastman, it's not worth it. Alright, so we're going to be looking to get rerolls early on with these 0 reroll teams, I guess. I'd be really surprised if the no reroll teams do particularly well. I mean, it's a really, really risky setup. They could surprise us all, but I can imagine that they're going to be the teams that are going to struggle. But yeah, that's it for B as well. So, oh, sorry, the club, of course. Tour the world, yes, top of the world, sure. Alright, so Division B, we're off and running as well. Nerdfrog takes on D-Man. Hey, I've got First and Only as my first match. And Chris J takes on Dark Shadows. Yeah, that's nice. Nice little setup. Good luck to all guys in both A and B. We're all kicked off. You have until the 17th to play your first round. Please do plan your matches in the Mixed League table in Discord so I can keep up with what's going on and pin things as they get mentioned. First and Only, it may take me a couple of days to get around to you because I'm playing a hell of a lot of games at the moment, but we will get our games scheduled, don't worry. You guys can schedule from today, you guys can play from today. Good luck, have fun, and Blood Bowl! Alright, that's all for this one. Bye bye for now.